CBS announcer Jim Nantz is one of the most familiar faces in sports. He's hosted everything from the Super Bowl to the Masters. But there is a side of Jim most fans do not know about. Jeff Glor is with us. Jeff, good morning.
Charlie, good morning to you. It's not what you might guess. Nantz is still broadcasting and will keep broadcasting, but he's also found another job and a new home.
Hello, friends. Welcome, friends.
And hello, friends. Jim Nantz here.
For 30 years, sports fans have heard a familiar voice
What a feeling.
deliver some of broadcasting's most memorable lines.
A tradition unlike any other.
I've been in people's living rooms for more than half my life with a blue blazer on. So I think people think I sleep in a blue blazer. I go out to dinner with that CBS coat on. That is my life. And you know what? I'm so proud of that life. But this is my life right here.
Here is Northern California, where Jim Nantz has found his second calling, making wine. It wouldn't seem there's too many similarities between the two jobs. Are there some?
Oh, I think there are some. I think every time I go into the booth, I have to have my research down cold. I want to be able to be there to tell the story of a big sporting event.
Who's going to make the history here in New Orleans?
Now, on the wine side, I was researched. I spent a good 10 years combing through valleys and talking to vintners and meeting with people and reading all about it to try to understand this business. And I wanted our product to be something that was authentic.
Nantz's dream to create his own wines became a reality in 2009 after a chance meeting with Peter Deutsch. When you say chance meeting, what does that mean?
I was in a restaurant in Greenwich, Connecticut, when this towering 6'5" guy came over and interrupted my dinner and said, excuse me, he said, I'm Peter Deutsch. I just read your book about your father that you wrote and just wanted to say hello. I feel like I've known you my whole life. And I said, well, thank you. What industry are you in? He said, I'm in the wine business. I said, really?
Deutsch, along with his father, had built one of the most successful family-owned wine companies in the country, responsible for more than 30 brands of wine, including Yellowtail. Peter's relationship with his father drew him to a copy of Nantz's book. If Jim hadn't written that book, we wouldn't be here today.
We would never have been here today. Absolutely not.
That chance meeting became a chance to make a new product, just as soon as Nantz answered one pressing question.
I asked him point blank, does your name have to be on the label? And his answer was on the money. If it can help us, let's do it. But I prefer that it stays off in the background.
Thankfully, I knew enough about the wine business to know that could really lead to a disaster. You can be the most beloved singer, golfer, whatever, but you put your name on the label, it's a tough sell. So the graveyard of celebrity wines, it's running out of space.
You knew from the beginning you had no interest in seeing your name on the
Not a
bottle.
vanity plate, and I'm lucky enough to have the dream job. Truly, since I was 11 years old, I wanted to work for CBS. I always wanted to be calling the great American sporting events.
The name they settled on? The Calling. Along with Nantz's wife, Courtney, Jim and Peter have partnered with some of the best vineyards and winemakers in California. And last month, in Jim and Courtney's new hometown of Carmel, they launched their fifth product, a Pinot Noir. Today, their wines are available in more than 2,000 restaurants across the country.
Hear, hear. Hear, hear.
Starting at about $30 a bottle retail, the wine is not cheap. But Nantz believes the quality exceeds bottles that cost twice as much.
You know, I look at it like this. I didn't grow up with a family that had an endless supply of money. Grew up in a loving, modest family environment. I wouldn't want to put something on the market that my parents, you know, in their time, couldn't go to a restaurant and afford to buy it.
Cheers.
Family ties are the reason this wine was launched in the first place, and they're the reason Nantz hopes it will last.
This was an opportunity to try to take something that I taught myself, a level of expertise, and then could apply that passion and energy into something that could become a company that stays in my family for generations to come.
One of the more challenging assignments I've ever had. It's just not at all scenic out there. It just doesn't look good, right?
Jeff, all I can say is just when I couldn't love him anymore, Jim Nantz. Number one, he didn't want to put his name on the label. I think that speaks volumes to who he is. And when you talk to him, he talks about his love for his job, his love for his wife. I love any man that talks about the love for his wife. And his love for his passion. It doesn't get any smart. It doesn't get any better than that.
And his love for his father, who passed of Alzheimer's. And they're donating 20% of the proceeds from sales of the wine to Alzheimer's research this month.
Wow. So where was that you shot?
It was in Sonoma, then Napa. Again, I mean, it's just not that scenic at all.
Was it any good?
Really, it was very good. And keep in mind,
these
wines are going to get even better. The 2012 and the 2013 harvests are some of the best that winemakers have seen in decades. And so as these age and get a couple years older, expect better things.
You know Jim, Charlie. Yeah,
I know him well.
You two are good friends.
Friend. And I've watched him do this. He's very passionate about it. He also has a lovely, extraordinary new home.
Yeah.
He does indeed. He took the time. I mean, he researched this, looked into it, spent a lot of time on it.
Jeff, great. Thank you so much.
Sure, guys.